Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? I'll swallow this. We are gathered today to begin the year-long celebration of the 250th anniversary of the founding of our town. But first, let us acknowledge the indigenous peoples who were here long before it was called Southampton. According to various experts, the town was established on Nonotuck and Waranoka land. Neighboring indigenous kin included the Nipmuc, the Wampanoag, the Mohegan, the Pequot, the Mohican, and the Abenaki. We respect these communities, past and present. We remember that we stand today on traditionally native territory. These native people inhabited, traversed, and hunted this region for 10,000 years. They grew corn, beans, and squash, and moved seasonally from inland areas in the summer to coastal areas in the winter. In the 1630s, the proprietors of the Massachusetts Bay Colony bought land from the Nonotuck and began settling Northampton. Colonists had come to the wider area that included today's Southampton by the 1680s. The new owners partnered with the Native Americans in a lucrative fur trade. In 1730, formal colonial settlement was initiated on more of the lands originally purchased from the Nonotuck. In laying out the land, the plan was for each man to receive a house lot of 20 acres, 10 acres of pine plain, and 50 acres of the best land either on Pomeroy's Little Mountain, Town Plot Hill, or Wolf Hill, or on land adjoining these hills. Thus, each settler would hold a total of 80 acres, and a similar area was reserved for a future minister. 30 families drew land grants that required them to build and live in at least a one-room house within 2 years, and to till and fence 5 acres. In 1741, the area that would become Southampton was established as the second precinct of Northampton under the name New Hampton. The southern boundary with Westfield was drawn in 1749, and the western boundary with Murrayfield, which today is Norwich and Huntington, was established in 1765. The northern boundary with Westhampton was set in 1778. The plan of Southampton Center was laid out in 1730 and survives largely intact, though the village grew somewhat differently than intended. Instead of County Road, by 1750, College Highway had become the main north-south route, with most of the houses and public buildings erected near its intersection with Maple and East Streets. In 1743, a church was established on the land on which we are standing and which continues to this day. In 1753, 12 years after becoming a precinct, this area was incorporated as a district of Northampton with nearly all town privileges. And in 1773, at a town meeting, the name Southampton was adopted, probably because this area was south of Northampton. 2 years later, in 1775, the town of Southampton officially separated from Northampton, that being 250 years ago. In 1743, the population of New Hampton was about 63 adults, and by 1776 it had grown to 740. The population in 1830 was 1,244. Since its beginning, Southampton has continued to grow to a present population approximating 6,200. Please join us inside for a light lunch as we begin our celebration of the town we call home. And now, let the bell ring 250 times.